Hi everyone, it's Stu here from 3B, and I've just played about an hour of Boneworks, the new VR game that's just released today, that has a whole new mechanic in terms of the physics, um, and the sort of the physicality and the use of physics within a VR game. And I'm using a Oculus Rift S. I think predominantly having played it through for an hour, which I found out that it really is still designed and would favor the Steam VR system, whose name I forget. Yeah, so there's an hour of it, and at the end of it, I'll let you know my thoughts and see if they sort of tally with yours for a bit. But let's have a watch. I just want to quickly apologize that the sound of the game isn't captured. You see everything else and you hear me talk about the game, but some of the dialogue within the game isn't actually captured for whatever reason. I'm not too sure. So the next video I'll do is I'll make sure that's fixed. But for now, you still get a good idea of what the first sort of hour is about. There isn't a lot of dialogue in it. It's more about solving puzzles and figuring out what to do. And you'll get a good idea of what that is from this sort of hour-long session. But, you know, feel free to whiz through it and go through it as fast as you want. And then I've got my sort of initial feelings towards that first hour at the end of this, towards the end of this video. There'll be a timestamp below that, so you can skip to that if you wish. But yeah, you're not actually missing a great deal by not having a lot of the game audio in it, because there's not a lot of dialogue. There's music predominantly, and you know, with games being international and global, they kind of opt for a more sort of show and rather than tell of things, so you get a fair idea. But apologies for that. Just realized as I'm editing it now that all I'm getting is the sound of me nattering, which is what you're getting right now. But next time, when I do play the game again, and hopefully I got through this tutorial bit, dear me, it's tiring, it's hard work just getting through that, then we can play the game proper. Okay, thanks again. Okay, hello everyone. Woo. I can't see you, but you can see me, which is unfortunate. This is the first time that I've recorded a VR game. I've had VR since the Oculus first came out. In fact, before that, I got a Steam. What the hell did I get? A HTV. Christ, what was wrong with me? HTC Vive years ago, and then I went from there to the Oculus, and I had both for a while, and then I kind of dropped VR. It became, I even thought about doing a channel way before the channels were a thing to do. Oops, what have I done? And yeah, so here we are. I'm going to play Boneworks, which is the hell is going on? Which is the new VR game that's apparently meant to be the next generation in mechanics for VR. It's probably going to sell a lot of Steam VR headsets. We're playing on an Oculus Rift S, so I imagine it will be somewhat different. I have a feeling these are round the wrong bloody way, aren't they? Yeah, so we will see what it's like. Hopefully it's all set up okay. It's very loud. I'll have to turn that down. Okay, I'm going to have to turn that down. Okay. So, yeah. Feeling groovy, getting it on. Real height, kind of 5. We'll be honest, 5'8". I'm standing. Are you sure? Try blah. Yeah. Floor offset, auto gas. I have no idea what that means. Is that from where I am? Hey, check my thighs out. Why am I doing that? As if that's going to do something. Right. Okay, that looks pretty much like me. This is where I walk into something. Yep, that looks like me. I can't deny it. So I imagine we're going to be going through a tutorial. So yeah, I'm kind of excited for this game. I'm sure it's probably better with the Steam. What's it called? So one thing I do notice with the the Oculus, I get speckles sometimes. Right, okay. Right, this is cool. I feel like I'm in a huge space, but I know that the room I'm playing in isn't new at all. Isn't big enough. What the hell am I talking about? So let's go. Yeah, I get these kind of speckles. I don't know whether you can see them. Sometimes it's like little dots, and it's nothing to do with the LED because it comes and goes. I could do a funky dance, couldn't I? Okay, let's not do a funky dance. Okay. Now, there's not a great deal of information as regards the story, other than you have to sort of actively kill things, and that there's a great deal of mechanics involved in doing so, and physics. And apparently, there's meant to be a surprise at the with the story at the very end. It's kind of a twist. What am I for scrubbing? I'm trying. I am. I'm reaching out. Do I have to reach out with that hand? I'm trying to follow that. Am I doing? Am I too far away? I'm pressing buttons. Oh, for goodness sake, really? From far away? Okay, going back. I'm trying. I don't know what it's... I don't know what I did there. Oh. What is it? So it's 2 buttons at once. It says, please don't throw me away. This would be great with a huge playing area. Okay, I have no idea what I meant to... Can I do stuff? Okay. All right, moving on. Oh. Graphics are really good. Really. Oh, that was a running thing.
Ooh, I have no idea what that was. Pressed a button. I can't remember what crouch was. I thought it was one of the. Oh, maybe. Oh, I actually do. I do actually have to do. That's the trouble. I got so used to playing. Oh, okay, there's a real feel to. Wow, that's really very odd. There's a real feeling of physicality in things. Oh, interesting. You know, instead of just hitting something normally in a game, rather than it being sort of, yeah, I'm just hitting something, even in VR, you don't get a real sense of anything. But here, it's very strange. It's very strange. I can imagine what it's like with the um can I go through this? Okay. It's very strange. It's hard to convey. It's a bit like saying about VR in general, about the sense of scale and space, but this gives a real physicality. And I know there's no weight there, but the feeling it's giving to me, as though there is. Yeah. Sorry, I snorted there. Okay, let's go through here. Can't we summon those? Oh, bit of a portal feel to things. Wow. Okay. That was bizarre. But the initial feeling is of there's a real physicality to stuff, rather than just sort of just putting your hands through things, or I don't know what's going on now. Oh, it's got me facing the wrong way. I don't know, I'm facing that way now. Yeah, it's really quite strange to experience that. I don't know whether you can see me at all, whether my camera's picking me up or not. I don't know. But yeah, I guess that was some kind of tutorial thing. But yeah, there's a real sense of of physics, of real physics, of things having different weights and different, hitting them with that crowbar. There was a real sense that things had different items had a different physical makeup. Okay, we're waiting. And it works pretty well just on a standard, Oculus Rift S. It seems to work okay. I've got it running on a 2080 Ti with a Threadripper CPU and what have you. I've got a horrible feeling this has crashed. Seems to be an awfully long wait. Oh, there we go. Right. So that's a downside. Huge loading times, and I've got it on a massive M.2 drive, and yet it still took forever. There's a real feeling that you want to sort of interact with things more than normal. Simply because the representation of things in this VR environment, it feels so real. Whereas okay, that's where we came through. All right, let's see. It's kind of, even this tutorial. I wish I could. I don't know whether you can see the speckles I sometimes get on my headset. I don't know. It comes and goes. I don't know what it is. Ooh, it's following me. Was it not going to show me the Vive? Wow. See, I'm assuming this is the game. See, I know very little about the game itself. So I'm assuming I'm actually, rather than this being a well, that's pretty much how I run. This should be a good. So, right. This is very Portal-like as well. Oof. As ever in life, I'm too bloody short. Just only need VR to add insult to injury that I am a short ass. Okay. I feel like the tracking has gone on my headset a little bit. I imagine if this was with the lighthouses that the Steam controller has, then this would be an awful lot more smoother. Just like real life, I'm straining. Okay. Well, I got the idea. And we can just grab onto anything, can we? Oh, I see. So it's really... Can we touch these? Oh, those feel strange. Really? I feel like a 5-year-old. It's like, oh, there's a new thing I can grab. And pokey, pokey. Pokey, pokey. Okay, let's... This is like one of those Steam super extended cool. Cups. Throw cups. Pump. Does... Oh, no. There's a ball. So I'll try something. Yep. Just like real life, useless at boxing. So, again, bit like real life, embarrass myself in a virtual gym. Can I let go? Oh, actually, this is a bit hard to control. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. God, I'm stronger than this. I know this much. Okay. Just make sure I'm not all over the place. Right, that could be the end of the tutorial, perhaps. Okay, I get it. I can see how if were this somebody's first VR experience, it could be incredibly disorientating. Mm-hmm. That's my TV right there. I don't want to start smacking stuff, do I? There's a real weight to certain things. I kind of want to get on with the game, but I don't know if this is the game or if I feel this is the game and a tutorial all in one. There's nothing around there. Ah, balls. Still not mastered the whole jumping thing. See, just slight movements of your head make a big difference. Okay, as ever, something wrong with that arm. I must have spent ages developing the mechanics of the physics of each and every item. Oh, this could get frustrating. Oh, please don't do this. Let's just go down here a second. It's unusual. Um, some of the tracking is somewhat off on the Oculus. Oh, for fuck's sake. I mean, is it going to be one of those times I just get so frustrated I never play it again? Right. I'm not sure what that's meant to do. Okay, we didn't do that bit over there. Oh, I see. Okay, that would have sped things along a bit. Oh, the hell? This is very much Portal sort of territory we're on. God, I'm never gonna get to that fucking thing. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. So that needs to be pushed in anyway. I need to just make sure I'm not gonna smack my TV because that wouldn't be funny. It's actually easier before, just grabbing. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, for fuck's sake. I don't know what's wrong. It's actually just quicker doing it this way. See, it turns itself off, the jump mechanic, so the sprint thing. Oh, come on! It's frustrating, I don't know that much. I can see how this would be a lot. Whoa. No. I can see how this would be a lot better with the Steam VR thingy. Because of the tracking would be more accurate. You wouldn't get Gumby arms. Ah, bollocks. Okay. We're going to give it one more go, and then we're going to... Come on. Can I cheat? Can I just jump? I wonder. If I can jump that high... Surely I should have been able to grab the ledge. See, what's that? Okay, real problem with that arm. Just like real life. Okay, it's getting tangled. So really, you got to do it in... Oh, fucking hell! Really? Okay, I'm getting officially tired of it now. Is there a way I can just skip this bit? Because I'm getting fed up with it. What the hell that is? Okay, I think we'll leave it at there for now.
So as you've seen, I've played about an hour of it, and I'm still somewhat confused. I deliberately didn't watch any of the gameplay that has been going around on YouTube and on various websites as regards this game, because I didn't want to spoil it. All I knew was that it was a kind of a combat shootery type thing, which I'm not a big fan of, but it was more involving in terms of how the physics and how you got around worked. And that is a very strong element within the game. There's a whole real physicality, a real weight and feel to everything, almost a texture. And that is incredible. However, I do feel that it's still incredibly suited and favors the Steam VR system. Whereas I'm using an Oculus Rift S, and as you probably saw throughout that sort of 60 odd minutes, there was times where, I was like that with my limbs trying to, not literally, but in the VR, within the game. And that caused a lot of frustration. Plus, there is still quite a bit of frustration, as you saw towards the end, of just trying to get through what I believe is the tutorial. So I'm still not too sure whether I actually reached the game proper, or it's just one of those games where the tutorial is actually a big part of the game. So far, so frustrating, and I think it wouldn't be as frustrating using a Steam VR system. But they've still done an incredible job at being able to accommodate other VR systems. Although, with the Rift S, some of the tracking goes a little bit off, as you've seen. So maybe that can be fixed. It remains to be seen. But the overriding thing I get from the game so far is how polished it is. That it feels like one of those, like a Portal type demo that's incredibly well polished. And it's a bit of a puzzler, and I'm not too sure whether it's just the tutorial elements of it. I'm hoping it is, because I'm really struggling with that end bit, as you can see. And I'll be really, to put it bluntly, I'd be pissed if I can't get past that tutorial sequence, because it's one of those games, if you can't get past a certain stage, then you're really screwed. And with a VR system, you're kind of working with the limitations of that and of yourself within that environment, and sometimes you want a quick way out, and certainly if it's a tutorial, you would want that. So if it is the tutorial, I want that, because I'm getting fed up with that last section. Yeah, so overall so far, so kind of above average for me. I'm sure it's even better with the Steam VR system, and I'm sure it will sell an awful lot of them, and has in fact. But for me, so far with an Oculus Rift S, it was a little bit cumbersome, but I still got a lot of that physicality, that whole idea of the world having a real weight around it. So when I get to the actual game proper, that'll be exciting. So until I get to that stage, I'm going to hammer away and get through this sequence, and then we'll do another video where we're doing a bit more of the proper gameplay, and then we'll do an extended review as to what I think of it. So that's it for now. So far, so kind of above average, but it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. If you've not subscribed, if you've got this far, you deserve a thumbs up yourself, really. But yeah, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you've not already, and I'll see you next time. Take care.